All right. For this next 15 minutes, I'm going to need 5 intrepid volunteers to come and join me on stage. Who would like to be part of a new DeFi experiment? Raise your hand. Yep, okay, that's 1. Come on up. I need 5. So that means 4 more. It's going to be fine. You don't have to do much. It'll be chill. You'll be sitting on these chairs. I believe in you guys. We can do this. Come on, 4 volunteers. We can get reserved people if no one else. Oh, yep, thank you very much. Number 2, yeah, cheer. 2 volunteers. Oh, yeah, 3 and 4. All right. And let's, Gertler, why don't you be number 5, just for fun? All right. Yes. All right, so today, I want to show you guys something we think is really cool. It's a new concept called a DTF. So an ETF, you're all familiar with an ETF, like the S&P 500 ETF. A DTF is basically the decentralized version. So it's a token that represents a basket of other tokens, okay? And something that's so cool is how easy it is to create a DTF and transact with it compared to an ETF. An ETF, everything's super regulated, very hard to deal with. So we're just going to dive right in and show you what it's like to create a DTF in DeFi. It's almost as easy as creating a new liquidity pool in Uniswap. So from our volunteers, I'm going to need each person to choose a token that exists on Base. You can also choose like a major L1 token because those are all generally bridged. So let's start on the other end with Matt Gertler. Matt, can you choose a token for us?
I'll be boring and choose one.
ETH, that's the one I'm not going to allow you to choose for this particular demo. So pick another boring token.
Solana.
Sol, all right. And our next volunteer.
We'll go with CBBTC.
BTC, brilliant, love it. CV, BTC. There we go. All right. Next volunteer?
Arkham.
What was that?
Arkham.
Arkham. Hopefully that's on Base. Yeah, it's not on Base. How about the DTF token itself?
That sounds good.
Brilliant choice. All right.
DGen.
DGen, brilliant, love it. Okay. We have this whole long list. You can barely see it.
What's this? I forgot where my Pudgy jersey. You get Pudgy or Beast Pudgy.
Pudgy?
I think they did a rock version. Pudgy was Beast. So.
We can have 6 tokens. It doesn't seem to be on Base, so just skip that one. Another way to choose is pick a letter. TRB. I love the dedication here. We're really making this happen. TRBL? No. See, this is the thing with DeFi. It's very confusing to find all the tokens on all different chains. All right, but we're gonna, for the sake of moving along, we're gonna choose the Venice token. I hope you are okay with that selection. It's a very controversial token, but it's pretty cool. All right, so we've chosen our tokens for our DTF. You guys will participate again in a moment. Now, we get to set our governing body. So I have created a governance token for these fine 5 people. The Intrepid Governor token, I think I called it. So, yep, Intrepid. So that's going to be the DAO that will govern this DTF going forward. You guys actually are going to be the only holders of this token. So hopefully you'll carry this forward well from here. We're relying on you. All of the fees, other than what goes to the platform, will go to you, the governance token holders. I'm just putting in all those fees to you. So hopefully this DTF gets popular. And we get to specify a guardian. You guys might be familiar with that concept from decentralized governance. A brand manager that can control the images on the website, and an auction launcher that helps with auctions. And we're going to accept the defaults for governance, and then we're off to the races. And now, I have to say, we created this and put this live yesterday. So it's a little bit of a gamble to do this demo in front of all of you guys. There's a good chance that this might not work, but I think it's worth showing you. Oh, we have to choose a name. What would you guys like to call this new DTF token?
Unstable.
Unstable? Love it. Unstable. UNS. And this DTF will take over the world. Usually you would specify a mandate that would explain how we're going to govern it. All right. So now we are creating the DAO that will govern this token. It's sad that you guys can't see the screen as well as everybody else. That'll just take a second. All right. You guys are now the proud controllers of this token forever. Actually, well, yeah, do that in a second. Give out the moment of truth to see whether the final step is going to work in production.
Buying the tokens.
So now what we do is we deploy the DTF, and in so doing, we create a tiny amount of it at the very beginning, just a little bit, to establish it, and then anybody else can come and buy and sell anytime they want. And unfortunately, this last step, I knew this was going to happen, it's not working. I think I chose the wrong browser tab here. But with a little bit of help from our engineering team, we're going to make this happen. And what's going to happen? Oh no, here we go. Yes, the server did its thing. Brilliant. All right, so for those in the audience who can see this wallet, what's so cool here is that this technology is going to go out and buy all of the relevant tokens and zip them together and create this initial unit of DTF. So we're doing that right now.
Do we need to allocate or like specify the allocation, or does it just do it equally?
So I did it equally to save time for this demo, but you actually, yes, it works. And now, you might wonder, how is it that they hold the governance token? It's because each of these is a paper wallet that holds 20% of the governance token. So don't lose this. This paper wallet actually is the only copy of that key. And now you guys are the proud controllers of this DTF going forward. A whole round of applause for our volunteers. Well done, you beat unstable. But, okay, now your last job is you have to come join me over here to take a selfie because we have to make a picture for this. Everybody crowd around. Make sure we're all in here. All right, give me like a thumbs up or like a happy face. Yeah, 3, 2, 1, yeah! Boom. Okay. Now, 1 second. Brilliant. All right. You guys can see on the screen, we're adding you. This is immortalized forever. All right, one more round of applause for our volunteers. You guys can take your seats. Thank you for participating. We'll just leave these here. All right, so that is how easy it is. I'm just going to use this for the coins image as well. Now, I'm confirming that I am the on-chain brand manager to be able to make these changes. And now we should be able to see our brand new DTF. There it is, unstable. We can see Degen, Sol, BTC, Venice, and the DTF token itself. So I want to do that live to show you that when our Zapper works, it really is as easy as creating a new liquidity pool to create a DTF, a token that's backed by a basket of other tokens. And then anybody can come and buy into that token immediately. Let's see if this works. Why not try it? And now I have to stress how cool this part is, okay? This token was just created. There is no liquidity for this DTF token because it literally just spun up. And so for someone to be able to come in and buy into the DTF, it's actually necessary for them to mint it. This interface automatically will go out and source the liquidity for the underlying and mint that token so that somebody can buy in right from the beginning, even without there being liquidity. Now, that is so different from TradFi, right? Imagine you created an ETF. Well, it's by definition, it's exchange traded, right? So there has to be liquidity on that exchange for people to get it. And the only people who can issue or redeem an ETF are sort of designated parties that can work with these particular ETF issuance companies, right? The magic of DeFi is all of this is permissionless. And so we truly think that this is a new primitive that is likely to pick up in DeFi the same way that AMMs have. And it has a very similar permissionless nature where just as Uniswap started, within a short period of time, there's like tens of thousands of trading pairs. The same thing can happen with DTFs in DeFi because of how simple and permissionless it is. Because these are low liquidity tokens, there's a high price impact, but we'll go ahead and do it anyway, just to show the fact that you can buy it right away. Now, the last thing to mention here, just to put this in perspective, in TradFi, I think it's about 12% of all equities are held in ETFs, in index funds, as opposed to being held directly. In DeFi, in crypto, it's like virtually zero. But we see no reason why the same dynamics don't apply. We think that people will want to hold baskets of tokens over the course of time. It's a much more convenient way to get exposure to a whole narrative or sector. So I'm now the proud first holder of some of this unstable DTF. And just to wrap it up here, so Reserve, our background is creating DTFs of a different type that optimize for yield. All this TVL growth that you see here are yield DTFs. The new product is indexed DTFs that give you exposure to a broad set of things. The Clanker index so far of everything that was deployed is doing the best, carrying our wallets from all the test transactions we did with it. But one of the cool launch partners that sort of shows the future here is the Bloomberg Galaxy Crypto Index. So Bloomberg was actually happy to license their index that they create that's a broad market license, or broad market index, so that you can come and buy a single token and get access to all of these different major assets, again with that simple DeFi interface. As you can see from this list, there's all different kinds of DTFs already being created on the Reserve platform. And within a week or two, once we've finalized working out any last bugs, that interface to create will be public, and any of you guys and anyone else can come and do so. Got about 1.5 minutes here. The last thing I want to say is, for anyone who's, hi, I'm Nevin. I'm one of the co-founders of Reserve. Reserve, as a project, is trying to figure out, what do we do about inflation? Inflation sucks. What could be the right answer for the entire world to deal with inflation in the long term, in the next 20 years? Our belief, at least my belief, is that the right way to deal with that is with asset-backed currency, a token that is backed by a basket of all the world's assets. And you just saw the technology that we built that we think over the course of time will allow for that. We think all traditional assets are going to end up being tokenized. And so you'll have these DTFs that are a mixture of native crypto assets and traditional financial assets, equities and bonds and so on, real estate funds and all that. And so we think that 20 years from now, whatever is the most popular index across all different asset classes, if it exists as a token that's permissionless that you can just send around to anyone, we think that that could become actually the consensus store of value for the world. Because if you think about it, we always, that's what everybody does. We always diversify our assets. If there's one diversified portfolio, it's the most popular, kind of like the S&P 500 in the US, you could hold that, store your value, and easily transact with anyone, anywhere in the world in a few seconds, thanks to crypto rails, if they hold that too. So that's our long-term vision for a bottom-up answer to how the world could deal with inflation without relying on governments to solve it. So thanks, I hope you enjoyed the demo. Please go check out these DTFs, mint one, and see how easy it is, and consider making them yourselves in the future. Thank you very much.